Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. On tonight's weekly recap, we're going to chat about two different properties that have turned out to be complete and utter shit shows.
Train wrecks. Headaches. Frustrations. So where to start? So as we were super excited to have property number 7 under contract. The dog's super obnoxious right now.
She's chewing on a bone. She always picks the best time to chew on bones.
And anyways, so there's not much that really scares us that we get back in an inspection, but asbestos. And so a lot of realtors or sellers will use the term vermiculite because it's not always guaranteed to have asbestos in there. However, depending on the year it was put in, it most likely has asbestos in it. So the house came back with vermiculite in the attic. So either that's going to have to be tested, which has to be sent out, and it's like a $350 to $500 to get it tested. And then to get it mitigated, you're probably looking at right around $10,000 to $12,000 for this size of the house. I do have a call into an office to see what the cost would be. I also spoke with the seller because, again, this is a direct seller. I'm not working with any agent or anything like that. And he's going to reach out to his installation guy, and he's supposed to be getting back with us. And then on top of that, it also came back with electrical. It's got an old school screw-in fuse box in the garage. There's no heating. Ductwork ran into 2 of the bedrooms. Basically a lot more than what we had thought. The garage needs a ridiculous amount of work. So in all, we had projected about 10 to 15,000 in rehab, and if it's asbestos and everything else, we're looking at closer to, what would you say, 25 to 30?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So we're just kind of doing our due diligence. I reached out to an electrician to kind of see what their thoughts were. And this is where we always go back to, talk about building your team. So that way, when you have things come up like this, you have certain people you can reach out to. I just sent pictures to my electrician. He gave me a quote of roughly $3,000 without actually coming and seeing it. And then I spoke to some contractors about a few other things. So we don't know what we're going to do. The big thing is we can handle everything else and then renegotiate the price, but the vermiculite is a whole nother game. Now, property number 2 is gorgeous.
I want it.
It's very, very nice. Mm-hmm. However, the sill plate is rotted out, and we just went and looked at it actually about 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
For the first time. We've seen the outside several times, but went and looked at the inside. Again, the house on the inside is gorgeous, but the sill plate it might be the worst flooring I've ever seen.
Yeah,
There's
really
a solid 2-inch drop from the outside wall to the center. And so I sent a few pictures to a few different contractors, and I think I have one coming out tomorrow and another one maybe coming out on Friday to see if they can give us a quote. And we're hoping it's not astronomical, but I'm expecting it to be. The house does not sit in a crawl space. It does not have a basement. It basically sits at a cement slab, and there's about 1.5 inches of clearance to do the work, which is just going to make it astronomically higher. So now we're just, again, waiting to do our due diligence. The exciting part is if we can get a decent price and we can get someone to do the work, that we have negotiated with the listing agent where essentially the seller would do seller financing for 3 to 5 years, and then at that point there would be a balloon payment and we would just have to pay off the rest of the loan. So we don't have to go through paying points or have to go through the appraisal or any additional fees through the bank, because he's basically going to carry the note for short term, and then we'll just pay it off. And then if rates drop, we'll then refinance and pull the money out and have a long-term, 30-year mortgage. If not, we'll just have a property that cash flows a lot higher because it's paid off and we have less debt and less worry and more security. I mean, both of them are a win-win situation.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of the stuff I've been dealing with, and I don't know if you guys have ever tried to call contractors or what it's like. I spent about 3 hours Friday just trying to flag people down, and I can't get people to call me back. I can't get people to come out, so it's been very difficult. So I'm hoping, cross my fingers, we have someone to come out the next few days.
Monday's a turning point.
hopefully.
No more roadblocks.
So this is kind of what I've been doing on top of, I work my normal 40 hours. I worked another 15, 16 hours at the hospital this week. So just staying incredibly busy and then trying to do the due diligence on top of this. And then I do have a potential client interested in a duplex in Alma. So that's pretty excited. I'm going to do a video walkthrough with them and actually upload it to YouTube and then send that to them so they'll have a long, extensive video because they're actually out of California.
That's pretty cool.
So that's what I've been doing. What have you been up to?
Well, not as much as he has. The basic day-to-day stuff, communicating with a few tenants here and there regarding rent payments. We got that finally all taken care of.
Oh, hey, sorry. I forgot to say. Our tenant that was actually looking to buy a house, she actually closed on the house a few days ago. So that was super exciting for her. We're very happy and excited for our people to move on to bigger and better things.
And excited for our new tenant to come in. So
Correct. Sorry.
It's all set up. We're ready to
ADHD
go.
kicks in and I want to share the excitement. Anyways, what have you been up to?
The other thing that I've been kind of working on last 3 days or
Yeah.
so is I'm trying to pull together kind of upcoming podcast on Section 8 housing and how to utilize that voucher as a landlord. It's something that we haven't done quite yet, not something that we're opposed to, something that we've continually talked about, but we're just trying to continue to educate ourselves on it. So I figured while I'm educating myself on it, why not educate all of you on it? So Section 8 housing is something we both work with on with our individuals at our primary jobs, but we're on it from a different side. So we're kind of...
So we get it. This is kind of neat. And so I kind of asked Danny to do a deep dive into Section 8. I'm like, can you truly understand this? Because I have there's two sides. There's the landlord side and then there's the tenant side. We have an extensive understanding of the tenant side of it because we're both social workers and we have clients that use Section 8 for housing. We understand the recertification. We understand the inspection process. But the landlord process, we didn't have that. So I said, hey, honey, this is something I think we could do a video on and we could really help a lot of people out because I see it constantly on all kinds of forums of should we do Section 8? What's the pros and cons? What's this? And so I've been impressed. She's done a deep dive like the last 3-4 days.
Yeah.
She even made a PowerPoint. So we'll eventually do a video with the PowerPoint presentation of the pros and cons and how to get started in Section 8 housing. So it'll be one of those videos for the first time I'll have to try to shut up and let her do a majority of the talking.
I'm actually consider doing it without him home. It may be easier because I don't think he'll shut up. So we'll see. You guys may just see me on camera one of these days, but no, it's been interesting and it's been very educational for me. Like I said, like he typically takes the education side of a lot of things, and so I'm kind of taking this lead on this, and I'm not sure how he's doing with it, but
it's definitely a little bit of a struggle. As for the most part, I mean, I have my real estate license. I've done that course. I've listened to hundreds and hundreds of podcasts, from the Rookie Real Estate podcast to the Bigger Pockets podcast to just several other entrepreneurs that I listen to, even smaller podcasts. You can get important nuggets from. So this is something.
Did you just say important nuggets?
Yeah. I mean, because you could listen to it.
See, I would call them tidbits, like important tidbits. Like,
I'm
not sure I'd call them nuggets.
You can listen to an hour podcast, and only 30 seconds of that is something that really gravitated towards you, and it's something that you could use in your day-to-day life. So, yes, it's an important nugget. Anywho, so...
Kind of like your weekly, what is it? What'd you call it? A weekly roundup?
Yeah. One time.
Nuggets, roundups.
Anywho, so we're excited to get that done because we think that it's going to help a lot of people. We see it on the forum quite a bit. This week, outside of the stresses of the two houses and then just the general work, not really much going on with our houses. Everything's been slow, which it's supposed to be passive income.
Kosher.
It's supposed to be passive income, but it's not. Anybody that tells you that real estate is passive income is full of shit. It is not. It is hard work. And if you want to continue to grow your business, it does take hard work. Maybe you want your cash flowing at $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, and you want to hire a property manager, which is going to cut into your income. Then sure, it might be fully passive income. but we're not to that
We're not
point
there
yet. And I don't know if we'll ever get to that point where we're completely hands off.
No,
So-
we like to be a part of it, and I don't think we could ever fully remove ourselves from.
No, because our name are attached to those properties, and we want to make sure that they're ran up to our standards.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys listening this week for us, especially for our rambling.
Yes.
Please take the time, head over to our YouTube channel at A Day in the Life of a Real Estate Investor. Please like and subscribe the video, and watch others for more information.
Thanks, guys.